So when is it that you came to the hospital?
It was after school.
Okay. Was it? I think wasn't it about 4? Cause didn't you go home?
Maybe, yeah, between 3 and 4 in the afternoon.
So you. So after school you went home, right?
Yeah, went home. I got some stuff. Um, and then I went to the hospital. So I had a test. So I took one of my books and stuff and a laptop
Okay.
to the hospital.
So you got to the hospital around 4.
Oh, yeah, I guess I
I
got
think
out
it
of
was around
school
4.
at 3. Yeah, and then I ended up going at 4, yeah.
But anyway, nothing really was happening, and um, even after you got there, nothing was really happening. Like progression wise, they checked me. I think they checked me when they got me in there, and I was still a 3. And then I was on the Pitocin and everything, and then when you got there, my mom left. I think because it was getting late. And then, yeah, nothing really too exciting happened, right? It's just waiting, watching TV, listening to music.
Yeah, it wasn't, when I got there, I mean, there was really no activity. And then, we just walked around
Well, it was during the night.
the corridor. We walked around a little
We
bit.
walked. I remember walking, like in the middle of the night, like 12, 2 in the morning, I think.
Yeah, we walked around.
I did most of the walking. He kept on wanting to go back in the room. I don't want to walk anymore.
It's true. Just because it was, it was kind of like, being.
You're walking in a circle. That's what you're doing.
Yeah, you're walking in a circle almost. And,
It was kind of depressing though when it was getting later, towards the morning, and kept on walking the corridor, and I see these women with their babies, and then see women like about to have their babies, and people visiting their babies. So it's just I'm just there walking in circles and circles, and nothing's happening, and all these other women are having their babies. It's just kind of brought me down a little bit.
Yeah, that's why I went to the Krispy Kremes to get you donuts.
When did you do that? Was that time?
Yeah, and then I was like, oh, I want to go to Krispy Kremes to get you some
No, I
donuts.
think that was after.
It's both times.
Both times? I don't remember both times.
Yeah, I went to go get some Krispy Kremes, and you were
Okay,
happy.
well, anyway, I think it goes to the morning, and nothing happened. I think they check me periodically, but not a lot, not like every hour or anything. But I still was a 3. Did they push me further, or I was still just a 3, right?
I think you only got just a little bit.
Yeah, I think 3.5 was questionable. Because like they would tell you 3.5, and then the other one would check you. Oh, you're a 3. So it's like, which one is it? Anyway, so we're on the second day. Almost 24 hours I had been there, and still 3 centimeters. And the baby still looks fine. They keep increasing my Pitocin, and I kept getting contractions, but they weren't painful. They were getting stronger, but they weren't painful. But it still wasn't doing anything to advance me in my dilation. And then I think I was 50% of face, and I think it was it -2? I think it was -2 or 3 station. Do you remember?
The actual numbers, I don't remember.
Oh. Well, I think it was about that. Let's see. Yeah, and then he went to school, and I think I was by myself all day. If not, my mom came over. My mom came over, I think.
Oh yeah, she came. My mom, your
See,
mom.
I think
Well, my mom didn't come,
yeah.
but yours did, yeah.
She was there with me, right? All day?
Yeah, she was there pretty much all day. Then I took over.
No, she watched Oliver, didn't she?
Um,
See, this is where I'm fuzzy. I can't recall too much.
She watched all. No, our neighbor was watching all of it. The babysitter.
Was she?
Yeah, we had the babysitter, the neighbor babysitter.
So maybe my mom was with me. I don't know. I'm fuzzy right here at this point. I just know basically nothing happened. It's just stuck at 3. Stuck at 3 centimeters. Still on Pitocin. Contractions getting a little progressively stronger. And that's all that really happened. Even until it was that night that, finally the doctor was like, okay, we need some action here. And I was really starting to feel that if I stayed, I was going to end up having another C-section. Because I was using the Pitocin wasn't working. And then I think they did suggest the breaking of the waters. I think, do you remember when that was?
When they wanted to break the water?
Yeah.
And the big tall guy came in?
Yeah. My mom called him the giraffe. He was really tall.
They wanted to do that. I would have to say we didn't get out of there
Till 11.
11, so they probably like between 5 and 6. Remember, I went out and I got you some vitamins too.
Yeah.
I got you some tea, some red raspberry leaf tea, and I got you some I looked up some things online to help induce.
Mm-hmm.
And I got that. By the time I came back, you wanted to leave. I think you wanted to leave around 7.
And then they wouldn't leave later. Yeah, so towards like maybe the afternoon, I was starting to get that feeling that I really felt deep down that if I stayed, that I would have a C-section, and that leaving or laboring at home was the best thing, because I don't feel like I was progressing, and it just wasn't ready yet. But then the doctors kept on saying, no, we don't recommend that you leaving. There's a possibility that the baby could die, even though it's like 1% chance that the baby could die while I was laboring at home. They're still trying to, I felt like, scare me into staying, giving me all these reasons and all these crazy, numbers and stuff just to make me stay. But I truly felt that going home was the right thing. It felt like the right thing to do. So, do you have anything?
Yeah, I mean, they were definitely trying to push the C-section.
Yeah.
Because they wanted the money. That's you get more money out of that. And, and I guess you can say it's safer, I guess, in one standpoint, because, they're kind of in control of the whole thing rather than, letting nature do its thing.
That's what I feel. They like to control the situation. They don't like to feel out of control.
Well, they don't want nature or God to be in control.
They like to be in control. They like to make sure that they have their hands in it. It was a high-risk hospital, so, it's kind of understandable that they would think of all these things, but at the same time, the baby looked fine. The baby looked absolutely perfect. They've been saying this the whole time I was there. And I was doing fine. There's no reason for me to stay. I wasn't even 4 centimeters, so, that's when they like to only accept you, is when you're 4. If you're 3, they send you home. So it's like, I was, like I said, the baby looked absolutely perfect. They've been saying that since the beginning. I looked fine. Nothing else happened. My water didn't break, so there's no infection worry. And, it's just, there's no reason for me to stay. There wasn't. And they kept trying to push at me. I really feel you should stay, and we need to get this baby out, and, have to do the C-section, and I mean, they finally, it was like, okay, we'll let you leave, we'll have to sign these paper, and it took like an hour to get the paperwork and sign it and have them like, okay, now you can leave. It took them like forever. So
That's true. It did take a long time to get the discharge papers, and
so yeah, it was probably like 11ish by the time 11 at night by the time we got home. And then they wanted me to go see the doctor the next day, and then I was feeling confident the next day at the doctor's appointment because it was the right thing to do. And I know he'd be like, oh, why didn't you stay? And it was like, you should have had a C-section and that kind of thing. He said if it was up to him, I would have another C-section or induction or something, so that they can control getting the baby out rather than staying. They didn't feel comfortable having me go past my due date too far. And I was like, okay, well, give me to like 42 weeks, which is, another week. And then I would do fetal monitoring every day until I deliver. And if I didn't deliver at 42 weeks, or was it after 42 weeks a little bit? I think it was my cutoff.
42.
I think it was 42 in a couple days, I think. That if I didn't have them, then we can discuss about alternative options. I
think we were willing to go up to 43 weeks ourselves, but we found
yeah, we found evidence.
44 was like the max.
44?
44 was like the one where, a lot of people were reporting was like the max.
Well, yeah, we were looking on the internet and just finding stories that, you can go past your due date, and that the due date is, questionable anyway. It's not like if you go a day past that it's, too late. You can go like 2 weeks or so past and you'd be fine. And so I kept doing the fetal monitoring at mostly the hospital. I just went there for, I think, 30 minutes or so. Test. The baby always looked fine. And then, meanwhile, I was trying to walk every day. We walked around a couple malls. And, I didn't really feel any difference. Every once in a while I felt a little contraction here or there, but nothing major. And, kept drinking, pineapple and what other tea was it?
Pineapple tea, and then the red raspberry.
There was something with the cinnamon.
Cinnamon sticks. That was cinnamon sticks. Cinnamon sticks and the basil leaves.
Yeah, so a little concoction to help things along. And, let's see.